What's up, guys? Angry Manduke here again, and what am I angry about? Well, before I get into that, I want to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button for PewDiePie.
And I say it every video, but go down below and hit that subscribe button.
Because he's almost, just almost,
I just feel like it's not important to anyone.
being encompassed by T-Series.
Damn. Can't blame that on the dog.
We don't want to see that happen. We don't want to see some Asian organization take over the biggest YouTuber of all time that's been there the whole time. And what I really want to see is for him to use me as a meme, like I use him as a meme.
Very, very angry.
In one of his videos. That'd be freaking awesome. Anyway, what am I angry about?
Let's get crazy.
I'm angry at this piece of shit Garmin because I need to tell you a story of what happened today. Today, I picked up a load. All right, well, yeah, I dropped off a load. I went and picked up another load, and the load that I picked up, it was just kind of a weird situation anyway, but it wasn't, once I got to the road, that wasn't so bad. But Garmin apparently is fucking allergic to interstates and highways. Like, it wants me to take secondary and third roads. It wants me to take every way except the fastest route. Like, I guess it goes for the least miles, but it does not care about 25 mile an hour, 35 mile an hour. It doesn't care if I get stuck in 20 mile an hour zones, if I have to go through major cities and tiny cities or whatever. If I'm risking people's lives, I drove through rush hour Cincinnati today twice. And part of that was because I couldn't find a route on my Atlas. I couldn't trust Google because Google's going to give you car routes. So I had to go with Garmin because Navigo that's built into the Qualcomm, that's a piece of crap. That's a big piece of crap. That's actually worse than the Garmin. But we're not going to get into that right now. What I'm getting into is the Garmin. Okay, so the Garmin runs me. I had to go to a truck wash to get my trailer washed out for the drop-off because the drop-off in itself, yeah, that was another problem because I got to the drop-off, but I was supposed to be going to Kellogg's, but it wasn't Kellogg's. It was like Kellogg's drop yard was something else, and that something else didn't have a sign for what it was, and it wasn't in the Qualcomm for what it was, and nor were the directions that I ended up having to, well, I'm saying what it was, but like the place has only been open for 3 weeks, and like they're tucked behind another building, and there's no other way to tell. And yeah, I had to do some pretty ridiculous backing today, backing out of things that I shouldn't have been into to begin with. But the fact was, there was nowhere to turn around on the road, and there was no way of telling what I was looking for, which that was a problem in itself. Then I finally find the place, and the guy's like, I can't take your trailer. There's a pinhole in it. And I mean, I couldn't even get my pinky into it. It was a tiny little hole. And I had to, and he's like, and it needs to be washed. He's like, it can be wet, but it needs to be washed. And I'm like, okay. So I end up finding this place. It's 10 miles away, and 10 miles, I'm thinking, all right, cool, I can do that in a couple minutes. No, it took an hour and a half, and that's my time. You're eating my money now. Literally, I could have took the highway, but it didn't allow me to take the highway because it had questionable, it didn't know whether or not I could use a road, but I definitely could use a road, because there was nothing that was preventing me from using the road. So it took me all the way through Cincinnati again, because I had to go through Cincinnati to find it to begin with, because again, I couldn't find the roads on the Ray McNally Atlas, and that doesn't mean that like now I know that they're there, so I know how to go, but I don't know that I'll ever go to this place again. Hopefully I never will, because it was a pain in the butt. But I still haven't dropped that load off yet. I'm actually on my way to drop it off at the yard anyway, but I had to take this break, and it's the Garmin. But it's not the first time Garmin's done this to me. It keeps doing it to me on a regular basis, and I don't trust the thing, and I have to, like, well, right now I'm using 4.
You'll know that I am called the Count, because I really love to
outlets, and 1 is Google, 2 is Navigo, 3 is Garmin, and 4 is the Ray McNally Atlas. Now, I am going to get a Ray McNally GPS because I think that it's probably better than Garmin, because the Atlas itself is better than Garmin, and Garmin is, like I said, it is freaking, it's allergic to interstates. It's stupid. Why the hell would you make a truck GPS that doesn't use the freaking highway? I didn't belong in any of those places. I'm thankful as hell that I didn't hit anything or deal with anything, because rush hour in Cincinnati was probably very similar to what rush hour in Philadelphia is. I've never driven a tractor trailer in Philadelphia, and I hope I never have to in that way, even though I know that I can do the highway. Oop, there's my idle management. But the whole concept of using it is so that you can easily find truck routes to get to places quicker. And I think what it's actually going for is less distance, not faster speed. Now, a lot of times, and the way that I'm doing it now is, one, yes, I'm checking the areas and I'm making sure that none of my routes, because I'll use Google, right? And I use Google Maps. And no, Google Maps is not for trucks, it's for cars. So I use Google. I actually look at the route that Google takes. I cross-reference it with the Rand McNally Atlas. And if it's not taking me through anywhere that is known that I can't go through, then that's what I'm doing. And Google knows where these locations are much better than any of these other systems do. So I just assume that I'm going to have to use that in most cases. Then when I'm also plugging it into the Garmin, because I like the way the Garmin will tell me what the speed limit is, because Google does sometimes but not always, and I like that it'll tell me what the speed limit's about to be, because neither of them really do that, and sometimes I don't even know because there's not signs. And then I put the Navigo on, because if they're different I have to pay attention to the Navigo because of the company.
It gives you focus, makes you stronger.
But first and foremost, and Google's giving me better times. No, I can't do the speed limits that cars do. Not in all cases. If it's 70, I can only do 68.
You owe me one.
And I can't go around corners the way cars do. And there's a lot of things I can't do. But it's still giving me better times. Now, I'm not against taking these secondary and, back roads and small stuff in situations where I can or I need to. If there's an accident or something and I gotta take another way, I want to go with that different way. And I like that I'm seeing the country in ways that are beyond the highway, but that's not really how it's done. And shortest distance isn't always the best time. Google saved me 3 hours on this trip.
Shake as hard as you can.
Driving more miles that I'm not getting paid for, who the hell cares? If it's going to save me that much more time, when I get there, I'll be able to get another load, and I'll get more miles anyway. And that's more profitable for the company, which makes me more valuable.
And I might make work more difficult for you than it need be. So think about it, take a minute, let it breathe, be.
It's garbage. And it's not going to get an after unboxing review because I already know the damn thing is garbage. Complete trash. Now, I was just going to get the Rand McNally, but I went for the Garmin because my trainer sold it to me and I got it for a really good price, so I just kind of went with it. But I wish I didn't, because it's trash. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, click that subscribe button to PewDiePie, and of course I want to thank you for watching. I wouldn't do this without you. I'll see all my friends later.